Richard Neville, Earl of Warwick. You join us here at Warwick Castle in the year 1471. And these are troubled times. For we fight a war, a civil war. The war that you will call the Wars of the Roses. The battle between the House of York and the House of Lancaster. Each trying to put their man on the throne of England. In 1471, we ally ourselves with the House of Lancaster. We support Henry VI. And tomorrow, we march upon London to take Edward from the throne and to put Henry where he should surely be. This is a mammoth undertaking. We are going to attack the capital. The walls of London are thick and they are high. We're going to need to siege it. For this, we will want cannon. We will need siege machines. But most of all, we will need that. Ladies and gentlemen, the biggest and most powerful siege engine in the world, the Warwick Castle Trebuchet! 18 metres high and it weighs 22 tonnes. This is the biggest and most powerful siege engine in the world. And for 1471, it's the very latest technology as well. Look, it's got wheels inside the machine. What are they for? I'll tell you. Traditionally, you load a trebuchet by pulling down the throwing arm and lifting a counterweight using beasts of burden. Horses. What we've done is borrowed the technology of medieval cranes. The same cranes that built our cathedrals and Warwick Castle. Medieval cranes are powered by men walking inside wheels. So we've taken two crane wheels and we've put them in the trebuchet. The two wheels are linked by a central axle. You get 4 people, you put 2 in each wheel and you get them to walk that way. Their walking action tightens a rope which pulls down the arm and lifts that huge wooden box which hangs in the middle of the machine. That wooden box weighs just over 1 tonne. Empty. And we've placed a further 5.5 tonnes of rocks inside that box. So this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, you will witness 4 people lift 6.5 tonnes. That's incredible, isn't it? What a feat of medieval engineering. Well, it is, but it's still hard work for the winders. When you wind the wheels, your calves are tight, your thighs, your chest. Sometimes it's difficult to breathe. But it plays odd tricks on the mind as well. You see, it feels like you are walking up an ever-increasing hill as it gets harder and harder as the counterweight gets higher and higher. But your eyes are telling you you're not actually going anywhere. The brain doesn't like that. But it's worse still. If you make the mistake of looking forward through the slots in the wheel, you get a shimmering light, even on a dull day. Now you would call it strobing. This brings on a form of motion sickness. You start to feel really ill. You start to feel sick. And it's not unknown for a trebuchet winder to literally throw up as he's walking the wheels. Now that cannot be a good idea, can it? It can't be a good idea to throw up inside a wheel. Think about it. Oh, it's horrible. It goes everywhere, over everybody, all over the floor. And of course, it makes it really slippy as well. Hang on a second. I said this technology came from medieval cranes. Well, if you're building a castle, your crane could be 100 feet up in the air. So what happens then? Man's walking in a wheel. Doesn't feel well. Throws up, slips out of the wheel, and falls 100 feet to his death. Well, he doesn't. Because we thought of that. And in medieval cranes, we use blind people. They can't see, so they don't get motion sickness. Brilliant. You see, Warwick Castle, as of then, now, an equal opportunities employer. because you can't send blind people to war. So these guys are going to have to get used to it. And this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, we have some special guests. 6 members of the audience who volunteered to join our crew, and they are helping us by Walk Those Wheels. So ladies and gentlemen, can we give them a big cheer to drive them on? Right, there's a crucial moment approaching. Metal hoop on the arm. A trebuchet master is just about to put a trigger through that hoop. That's the release mechanism. Below the trigger, he pushes in a metal pin so the trigger can't fall back. And he also locks on a safety chain. This is all for the safety of the crew. We cannot risk this trebuchet launching itself. Right, the arm is down, the counterweight hangs at its apex. Release the trigger now, it would literally explode. We need to get rid of the rope. How do we do that? Well, if we wound it on, we must be able to wind it off. And that's exactly what we do. Instead of walking that way in the wheels, we walk that way. Now we don't need all 4 winders to this. 1 in each wheel will do. These wheels weigh 1/3 of a ton each. Eventually, something horrible is going to happen. As they go faster and faster and faster, the momentum starts to take over. If one of them loses their footing, they'll probably lose their life. That's why you have the man on the brake. Just a fireball! The fireball is one of our 15-kilo rocks, which has been wrapped in hessian and then soaked in a fuel mixture all afternoon. It's got a metal ring attached to it, and to that ring is attached a chain and then a rope, and that goes straight onto the hook at the end of the arm. That's because you can't put a flaming projectile inside a sling. Prepare to load. Taken out, into the trough, onto the hook, tension the rope, get the loader out of the way. He's in the moment in the middle of the machine. When ready, the trebuchet master steps up and takes off the safeties. First of all, he removes the chain. He then gently pulls the pin from below the trigger, making the machine live. Steps down, puts on a helmet and takes the rope which is attached to this trigger. He then will order the lighting of the projectile. Add fire, the cry goes out. The projectile is lit and it starts to burn in the middle of the machine. Now he must hold his nerve. Reverse it too early, it goes out. Too late, and his trebuchet's on fire. So he holds. And he holds. And we launch. Look at that go! Absolutely fantastic! Wow! Ladies and gentlemen, the Warwick Castle Trebuchet!